Hesky just made fun of me for being late, and I would like to remind him that lateness is a spectrum. Like all things, you little shit. Um, it is going to be the end of Sailor Moon. If I gotta cancel Not for Broadcast, I'm gonna cancel Not for Broadcast. I'm gonna end this game. It's time. It's fucking time. However, last night, I got dismantled on my way to a final boss. And so I have to level. So that is the first thing we are going to be doing. Regardless of whether that's the thing I want to be doing or not. I should really start doing like a stream starting thing more. Because then, you know, if I want to talk to people before I play, they have time to get here. I don't know. Logic. Things that you are supposed to think through in life. Let's advertise. Let's do that part first. Let's do that part first while I wait for people to come say hi. Because that's probably how they're gonna come say hi. Let's just copy this. I'll probably be the same streamer posting next in everybody's thing, and that's gonna be weird. But that's okay! Where the fuck is announcements? What am I doing with my life? Here, I'm gonna delete this one. Uh-huh. Now we're gonna do this. Archipelago. Do 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 do. Yes, instead of being 2 in a row like a loser, we'll just delete the one before. Then no one will know. Everyone will know. No one will know. Oh, wait. Well, that's fine, because that was the wrong one. Gotta not piss off Oddish in his good graces. It's a big channel, and they care about me. And I like the people there. Okay, I've advertised. So today I have my beavers on 150Q, and in between ad breaks, I will be updating you on Beaver Life. Right now we have 1 district, but half the map colonized, so we're really shitty beavers. If you don't know about Timberborn, you're about to know a lot about Timberborn. I'm just letting you know in advance. It's level time. A. You see it? Yes. All right, let's go. Let's run around in circles. Kill things. With really jazzy music. It's like very enjoyably jazzy, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna, get good, I guess. We were not very good before. Though, I feel like I should have been inside, so I must not have saved. So we have some leveling to do already, which is trash, but we'll live. Oh yeah, we'll live. You can see in the VODs, I was destroyed. Literally destroyed. There was no way around that. Like, Venus needed to be moved to the back line because she just can't take a hit. And Jupiter was like, how fast she died, she might as well have been beheaded. It was a mess. For these levels, though, we can do a different formation. Do I have... I don't really... Well, I guess, what is your speed? 66? Okay. What I'd really like is if Mercury could be the fastest. So... 73. Oh! Is she? We'll see. I want her to be able... Oh, 95. Is that from your bracelet? No. That's from the red pupil. Well, we're not changing that. I mean, I don't think I have the ability to get her faster than Venus. Not without getting rid of the red pupil, which is like not an option. Also, the red pupil is a type of coffee drink. In case you were wondering. I don't know why they didn't change it to the red eye, because that's just them not knowing the coffee drink and not localizing it, the translators. But red pupil is another term for it. It's used a lot in Europe, I think, so maybe that's more recognizable to Europeans, but when I was working at Starbucks, I got asked for a red pupil more than once. Yeah. Yeah, you'd think. Look at how much they're destroying these guys. You'd think it'd be fine. It's not fine. It will not be fine. Shit's not okay. They have this attack. Well, they have all these, like, dark thunder, dark fire, right? Like, these are just dark water. It's the dark version of the Sailor Senchi's elements, right? But then you're gonna add on to that, my brain shut off entirely. You're gonna add on to that, never mind. I got it. Hell. So they have a version for the final battle called Hell, like the Hellfire, Hell Destiny, Hell Water. Literally 2,000 damage, one hit on Venus. bonkers. Bonkers. Not possible. So, we've got to get Venus up to like 1 million. That's the answer. I do like that this area is all movie bosses, because the movies in general are supposed to be the big season end caps. Um, they're not necessarily all entirely anime-only stories. Um, some of them, like the S movie, has a good portion of Luna's manga stories in it. But the bosses are meant to be, in those movies, the ultimates. I think it's accurate that they would be the ones. Like, they would be the random monsters that are technically guards. Sure, great, love it. I think Venus will go first and we don't have to worry about it, but... Do I have... That's restoring HP. No. If nothing else, I need to get their fucking status effect resistance up. This is unfeasible long term. No. Can I, like, drag and reorganize you? No. My microphone is just so far away from my game audio, so when I check comparisons, I have to be, like, far more cognitive than I usually have the space for. I make this face a lot. I don't know if I can make it on the fly. More cognitive than I have the space for. Yeah, that face. I don't know if I approve of myself doing that. It's like my resting face. I'm from Western New York, and when I was in high school, in Colorado, I'd moved there by then. I was told by a teacher that people in Western New York smile the least. In the entire United States. Not even New York City, Western New York. And my classmate said, yeah, that's true. She always looks like a bitch in the hallway. She's got a resting bitch face. I was pretty popular by this point in high school. Like, I was one of the most popular kids in senior year, which is weird to say. I was unpopular and bullied for the first 2 years. And then everyone was like, you know what Hildy's done? Been herself the whole damn time. That's dope. And then I was like, yeah. And I became popular. Regardless, I think, when I think about it, this face is probably from that instinct to not just smile at everyone. I'm pretty without smiling, motherfuckers! I literally cannot stream without a warning, can I? That's okay. Oh, wait, wait! Wait, use multiple attacks. No autopilot this time, kind of. Do we have any... Sure. Okay. Still not enough. Hi, Lexi. Lexi says Sailor Moon. I sure hope she does. All I'm saying is that I agree with you 100%. As long as we imagine they're teenagers. They're not teenagers, I mean. Oh, no! Oh, I came out the worst! No! What's up, Lexi? Save me from this. Listen, Lexi. You are such a parent. You're like, I must punish her for this presumption. Like your Sailor Moon, except with sexy comments. By the power of the lewd, I'll punish you! Actually, that would be kind of sexy if you were like a Sailor Moon dom. You wear kind of a Sailor Moon skirt when you roller derby. Dama could be into it. What did I do? Pay attention. Yeah, yeah. How? How are you so fast, motherfuckers? How was your morning, Lexi? How was your Sunday so far? Don't mind me. I got something in my eye the other day, and it's just decided that I will continue to suffer from irritation. Yeah, yeah. I imagine. They kept so like I liked the announcers for this one. I did not like them better than the Bay Area announcers. And the main reason I didn't like them better is because when... Well, Jesus Christ, Lexi, why don't you just be the healthiest bitch? But when they, would talk about you, they'd go, number 256, Dread. Lexistential Dread? What a great block. Almost every time. Just like very puzzled. They have never experienced existential dread in their life. Perfect, flawless existence. Like, as if your name is the weirdest in roller derby. It's like... You got... When you... I mean, you guys crushed them. But around, like, when you were at, like, 165, so... It was definitely the second period. When the most canonical example of it happened. I was just like... Because I was sort of skimming, because I saw the first 30 minutes, just was super exhausted yesterday, came back to watch the rest of the game, and skimmed through. And I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna look for names I didn't recognize from the previous bout, doing cool shit, and I'm gonna look for Lexi. Which, that was very easy because everyone was doing cool shit. But I was having trouble finding like a clear highlight until I got to the canonical dread, and then I moved backwards from there. But for people who were like in their second game in their career, that's nonsense. Like, they handled Elliot Rage like nothing else. I mean, Elliot's kind of slight as it is, but that usually works to your advantage as a jammer, but... Y'all also just have some walls, though. Like, on your blocking team, you just have some living walls. This is the very exciting part of a game where we level for a while so that we don't get absolutely destroyed by a boss. Don't worry about it. I don't know, man. You guys topped by like... You were like 200. I mean, I guess it was even. It was even, but when you guys broke away, you broke away hard. Like, that was like a very comeback sort of shit. It wasn't even that comeback, though. No, it wasn't. Really? Your base? Holy shit. That announcer was fucking terrible. Like, when I can't tell which jersey is which team, that's a problem. Yeah, that's fucking horrible. Okay, I have stronger words for that announcer now. Like, I did only watch the first 30 minutes and skim the rest, but you should have been able to establish to viewers, like, so-and-so's wearing white today, you know? Yeah, I defaulted because they did not make it clear to the colors from the last bout I watched, which would have put the darker color as your opposing team. Or lighter color. Basically, they didn't make it clear. That's what I'm trying to say. It was not good commentating then. I have a different opinion. Regardless. Well, I still thought you guys did really good. That does make more sense, though, because I was like, there's no fucking way skaters in their second game are destroying. That makes way more sense. Like, no offense, but I was like, these are fucking whiz kids. I have not met adults with that much random fucking sports skill in my life. I didn't watch Mud River, though. I spent most of yesterday unplugged. I showed up to Odyssey's stream because now I'm just being stubborn to see how many streaks I can get. It's for you, for you and Oddish. I'm like, okay, how high can I make this streak? That's my goal in life now. Well, not main goal, partial goal. Oddish fucking hates when you're nice to him, so the higher the streak, the more it bothers him, which is, I don't know, I'm like a middle schooler. I don't like to bother streamers, actually. Yeah, I know. Lexi, that's how you get me. Don't tell Ferris. She'll feel like I'm stealing her role. I like to call it being a punk. Because it's a little less pouty foot stompy as it is terrorist. Though it is just as dippy. I would be remiss if I said mistaking both teams and then talking about it before being really sure was something I did infrequently. I do that frequently. I've had to learn to live with the embarrassment of being myself. It was a long journey. Can Av ride a bike? Is she old enough? I feel like I had the impression that Av was like 4. But I don't think you guys don't talk about Av a lot, which is, you don't even have to answer me because they're your kids. It's not my business, really. But if you were riding around with a papoose on your back, that's very cute. Oh my goodness. Wait, are you in your 30s? Did you guys just like, you're the one and we're gonna have fucking kids now? Oh, that's cute. That's super cute. What am I doing? $32. I think Dama 34. Lexi! Yay! Welcome to the club of Hildy's also 40. I still think Dama's older than you for some reason. Maybe because she's more of an adult than you and I, so I think of her as older than us. Makes sense. I mean, all of the adults are younger than me. Yeah, she certainly looks younger than you, which is not even meant to say that you don't look young. It's that she has a more youthful style than you do. So, before she comes here saying, I can't believe you think I look older. No. Neither of you have wrinkles. Like me, we're beautiful. In the stereotypical capitalist sense. We will not crack. They will continue to be confused. See? This is how I've learned to deal with the embarrassment of myself. I'm just gonna imply that your wife looks old. It's gonna be great. That's also, honestly, like, a classy, like, full face, parallel wrinkle look is like some of the hottest shit in the world. I don't know, it's just something like you are unflappable and beautiful on top of that. I actually have intensely white hair. Like, I think if I do this, I should be able to. Yeah. So, like, my hair is technically lavender on top of a dark purple, but it ends up looking blue because of how bright the white streak is. So, I actually was a little bummed when I didn't get, like, cool, sexy old lady wrinkles. I got just, like, youth face because they don't match. We're about to go into ads, so I'm doing like 3 minutes at the end of the hour, but it's got to start 30 minutes in thing. So we're gonna BRB. I got told to try Firebot by Neurospecs, and then I was like, this does everything Sergeant Pepperbot does. I would say that you were probably an intensely beautiful nerdy guy when you were 20. That's probably what it was. You don't just listen. Yes, things feminize, but you don't just get on HRT and suddenly become a bombshell. Unless you've had plastic surgery. Which is none of my business, and if you have, good for you, because it's your fucking body. I've always looked generally the same, just puffier cheeks or less puffier cheeks. I mean, obviously I'm not trans, so, you know, that's a big gear stopper. I've never really had long hair, though. I would say the past... And a hairstylist I was super in love with, who one day was like, I'm not gonna cut your hair anymore. I'm still in love with her. So I should say I have a hairstylist I'm super in love with, but she's been happily married since she's 18, so, you know, whatever. And she was like, I'm not gonna cut your hair anymore. I was like, oh, okay. She said, I'll cut your hair when I tell you I'll cut your hair. Just this last time, she said, your hair is finally, I think, at max length. If you want it cut, I'll cut it. And I was like, well, now I'm just fucking used to it. But the reason I love Amber so much is she's like, I'm a fucking lesbian. I will not let you do things that I don't think are hot, as long as you're fine with me deciding you're hot. And I was like, I'm a meat popsicle, go for it. Hence, I became more femme looking because long hair. Her primary argument was, do you know how much hair you have? Do you know how big and wild it would be? And truthfully, she has to use like 4 tubs of dye, and she says outside of her really tightly coiled black clients, I have the most hair. So I guess if you need a wig at any point. Regardless, the point stands, you don't just suddenly have your entire facial structure change, though growing up sometimes does do that. There's a lot of people who blossom when they're older. Were you and Dama together when you transitioned? I'm of course being nosy, and please tell me to stop if it is unwelcome. Or just ignore me. Either's fine. I mean, we're starting to one-hit kill most things. It might be time to try the boss again. Yeah, that was just 9-9. I'm so happy. That is so rare. How wonderful. Oh, were you streaming with Dama when you were transitioning then? That's even more wonderful. No wonder your audience is so great. Auto filter. Yeah. Dama was just like, oh, okay. That's also what I've told any trans partner I've had is like, well, whatever. I'll fuck it either way. It's actually the perks of being bisexual, I'm gonna be honest. The world is your oyster. That's lovely. That must have been very helpful for a lot of people, too. That's very lovely and kind of you. Buy a pair of PowerPoint presentations for real? Like, really? Did you do PowerPoint about transitioning? No. I hate how cool you are. That's irritating. I will never be that cool. Damn. That is so cool. Oh my god, she's level 47. Jesus Christ. If she can't take a hit... Yeah, I want to see her... Yes. I also want them in my back pocket. I keep a little list of resources for the youths and the not youths who come to me for support. Be it for transitioning, mental health. I also have a list of resources about de-radicalization and why not everyone can be a nice patient de-radicalizer. So I will be happy to add those. A lot of my resources, they're sorted, and a lot of them are just personal accounts or personal perspectives. Some time lapses, things like that. You never know when you're gonna run into an egg. Is Dama holding plushies for you? Dama's holding plushies for you. That is sweet. Alright. This is exciting. I cannot wait to watch this. I'm not reading this scene out loud because I already read it, but you weren't here for that, so I should probably do that. Tell me, do you like your sister? Huh? My brother's an angel. I think I'd do anything for him. Well, Usagi. She's not like that. She always steals my candy and plays my games. Does she? That's awful. She's always there when I'm sick. Even when I'm being a total brat, she worries about me. Strange. Though she's a bad sister, you still love her? Don't talk about her like that! The sailor soldiers are on their way. Sailor Moon? Alright, I'm coming. As for you, Shingo-kun, you'll be going back to sleep for a bit longer this time. First, let's cast an illusion over Sailor Moon. Somehow, space is getting warped. Wait, what the? Ah, get ready for the most heteronormative of things. They're gone! Where'd everyone go? Sailor Moon, your friends have abandoned you. There's no way that'd happen. Besides, aren't you the one who caused this distortion sin? Perhaps, but I wonder how you'll like it. Usako, I'm home. Welcome back, Momo-chan. Where's my cute lady? She was out with Momo-chan all day. She came back from Dreamland all exhausted. Let me get a look at her. With our lady like that, it certainly is quieter. No two ways about it. She's my kid, all right. No arguments there. Well, how was it? Just hand over the Ginsuisha, and I can give you the destiny you just saw. No! It'd be wrong of me to accept that. Not everyone wanted their destiny changed. Like the Black Moon, all their new destinies brought them with misery. I see. So nothing will convince you to give us the crystal. You leave me no other choice. I honestly hoped we could resolve this peacefully. Don't you care about Shingo-kun at all? Come to the inner chamber. It all ends there. Sailor Moon, what happened? Never mind me. Let's hurry. I can feel Shingo-kun nearby. We did not want to. Code 2. Cutscene. Triggers. In the same room. Go to the next room. It's time for our last duel, Sailor Mars. Nurgle. I'm glad we meet again, Sailor Mercury. Nabu. I knew you'd come, Sailor Jupiter. Marduk. Long time no see, Sailor Venus. Ishtar. Sin, set Shingo-kun free. Oh, Sailor Moon, determined as always. So the Oppositio soldiers are finally held together, huh? How'd you find our illusion? Bet you enjoyed it. That thing? No way. Come on, we showed you the lives you really want. Grinning and bearing it is only gonna give you wrinkles. We've had enough of your false destinies. Unlike you guys, we're not weak. So having accepted a new destiny makes us weak? By changing destiny however you wanted, you broke a taboo. It's not too late. Change destiny back to normal. I'm afraid we happen to like destiny just as it is. Oppositio soldiers, just surrender. Or else. Tsukimi no kawatte achiokia. Let's settle this, once and for all. Here we go. Last time, I was dead in one turn. Gee, thank you. Welcome, thank you. See? Level 47, and I believe the top level in this game is close to 50, if not 50. It might be 90, actually. If that's the case. Alright, well... no use... crying over spilled senshi. Jesus! Well, luckily I'm using a fucking light can. Holy shit. Yeah, okay, they're just targeting them one-on-one. Come on! Survive! Why did I just spend that hour? Alright. Jupiter's gonna live. Hi, Para! Nice to meet you! Welcome in! How you doing? This is awful. Alright. Oh. I didn't save before this either. It's okay, they're gonna live, but... okay, how am I gonna do this? We're gonna just have to outlive their attacks. That's what's gonna have to happen. We're gonna have to run them out of BP. Hi, Maxie! How's the Sunday, guys? Jesus! We're level 47. This game is really, really good as far as, like, its battle tech. But that also means when you fuck up, and it hurts real bad. Like, I should have moved Venus and Jupiter to the back line, and it makes a huge difference. Alright, we're just gonna... I don't know how much face cream I got left. Alright. This is gonna take a while, guys. If you're not gonna overlevel, formation matters a lot. If you are gonna overlevel, and this is in no way an insult on overleveling, then it matters far less. Also the most broken defend in any game that's ever existed. Maxie, you told me you level like bonkers. I don't. It's not in my nature to do that. Well, I tend to change formation a lot. I also missed 2 accessories. What's your favorite lunch, Lexi? but it's 100 degrees here, so it's, you know, exciting in that sense. All right. We're gonna finish protecting everybody from status effects. Lexi. I support that this is your favorite lunch. It sounds disgusting to me, though. Unless those are veggie sausages. Okay. So... Yeah, it's been pretty good. We're supposedly have a air conditioner coming for the downstairs today. Honestly, that's the same way I treat almost everything that comes with sauerkraut. Like, I'm a big fan of whatever byproduct tofu they put in veggie dogs, if I could put pickled anything on top, but sauerkraut's the shit. Alright, what are we gonna do about this? We are going to defend with Venus. I know that Jupiter can tank one hit, but she can't tank both, so we're gonna wait. Jesus! Well, JK! It's fine. Everything's fine. Oh shit. Everything is not fine. I'm out of res. Fuck. Well, let's try toilet, because I don't know if it reses or not. I don't think so, though. I think it just does cologne and life can. Yeah. Balls! See, I just was careless and didn't save before I entered this battle. So, trust me, tell me about your days, guys. Talk about your life. We're gonna be here wait until they run out of EP. Because I do not have res. I should have even save stated. I don't like save stating, that's cheating, but I should have save stated. How much EP do they even have? That's the question. Is this actually functional? Where the hell are her stats? Oh, we don't know. At least not my resources. I never run out of EP. The thing about being a parent is I never run out of EP. Oh, being a parent's hard. The thing is, I walked in here with Venus being able to do 9,999 damage with Wink Chainsword. But I cannot afford her to go down because I can't bring her back. I'm gonna have to... I have to risk it. If I have to game over, I have to game over. That's gonna suck. See, 8,900. If I can just keep her alive. Nope. Nope. Oh, this sucks. I hate it. Guess it wasn't that much leveling. It was only like 30 minutes. Just sucks. Boo! All right. Can't go on youthful memory alone. Oh, it's 99. Oh, shit. Well, fuck. I guess that's why I was leveling so goddamn fast. Trying to roll in there at level 47. All right. My impatience has done me in yet again. Right. That is not the way. Whoa. Did I? Wow. Wait a second. Yeah, I like beelined. Of course. Just the person who's in all my link texts. It's fine. Everything's fine. On Crescent Beam, I am a mess. It's like I've never watched Sailor Moon. Let alone spent. She won't be coming back. That's where she lives now. Hey! Alright, you. Give me res items. Yeah. Fine. This game does give XP for fallen teammates. So she did in fact get some XP. They take the end of a battle as an auto res. But I think they get half or a quarter. It's not the full amount. Man, salty. Oh, let's adjust formation. We're gonna beat it today. We're gonna do it. This is the start of the end game. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be rough. I've now bombed out on this boss twice due to refusing stubbornly to level. But we're gonna do it! God fucking damn it. It's fine. Everything's fine! I mean, that was 2 battles, and Jupiter went from 32 to 38, so it's not gonna take a while. I thought 47 would be enough. Don't do it! Don't do it! No, 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 no! It's fine, she's on defense. Maybe she'll hit somebody, but she's in the back row, so it'll be like 2 damage. Why? Minako, you're like a leaf in the wind. It's got to be a quarter XP because Minako would have leveled otherwise, but they don't like fall super behind, so I know they have to have some. You know what? Let's test it. I made a wild assumption, so let's actually test it. Status, because she'll probably go down next battle. She's fragile as shit. Next XP 162,993. Okay. She won't, because that's just not how things work. Experience 42,600. Yet somehow she leveled up, but she needed 162k. Wait. It's got to be a multiplier then. If they're alive, they get a multiplier. That's the only way that mathematically makes sense. Unless there's just a bug. Hold on now. No, 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 no! Fuck! Yay! Alright. 2,700, but Venus levels up. Do they just have a max of 5 spaces? Is it character limit again? Yeah, it's gotta be character limit then. So everything's multiplied by a factor of 10? This makes me uncomfortable. Why does it not add up? Rude. So we got 25, theoretically 2,500. See, but Venus needed less than 2,500 to level. What is happening? Oh, I'm reading this wrong. Her next XP is when this matches, so this was my fault. So she only needs 500 more XP. Okay. This makes way more sense. It's fine. I am often mistaken. In fact, I'm mostly mistaken. I'm usually mistaken. Commonly mistaken. I would go so far as to say almost always mistaken. So we went to the boss at level 47 for Venus, and we got fucking wrecked. So we need to be a minimum of level 50 before we meet this motherfucker with Venus. And even then, probably not. Because, I mean, I could rearrange her accessories or change her line position, but the damage she does makes quick work of things. So I would rather... I'm fairly certain that the length of time it would take to finish the bosses if I weakened Venus would be more than it would be to just suck it up and level. This is my theory, at least. Yeah, because she's already level 40. So it's really not that many battles at all. So we'll get to level 50, and depending on how long that takes, will determine whether we go past 50. Because running in circles is not my idea of a fun time. So it is going to be 100 degrees here today. And I am supposed to be receiving an air conditioner. The question is whether it's actually going to come. Last time I ordered an air conditioner, they canceled it. It does not say shipped. You said I could get this tomorrow. The order details. It's probably been delayed because of course it has. Okay. Are you gonna tell me when it's supposed to be here? It's not saying when it promised to be here. Yeah, Prime tomorrow. So I bought it with Prime tomorrow. So it should arrive today, and that's very important because it's going to be dangerously temperatured in our house. So we'll see. Enough of that. Easily distracted. It's called ADHD. It's a curse. Global warming. It's real, y'all, and it's murdering people. Like, how's he gonna get away with rewriting history in the digital age? Like, how's the world community gonna like let him rewrite science? Like how? And which scientists are doing this? Who is actually editing these websites and these papers? Who are they so I can end them? If you don't know what I'm talking about, get ready to be real sad. Trump has decided to edit the history of climate change so that climate science does not support climate change. I'm a botanist. It feels like a personal affront. More than that, I've actively studied the science and the wrong science that they... Like, I've studied the wrong science that they also use to support that climate change isn't real. And it's literally fake. It's actually not real data. Like, it's objectively not real. Which is exceedingly troubling. It's already falsified as it is. It's fake high temperatures. It's falsely attributed pH changes in the ocean. Pro Green Revolution, hyper-fertile over-fertilization nonsense. Which Green Revolution was just another level of colonization. You know, what's his face? It's also referred to as the Third Agricultural Revolution. Norman Borlaug was hired by the Ford Foundation and the Rockefeller Foundation to essentially bring mechanization to quote-unquote third world agricultural countries. The mechanization and unification of both seeds and agricultural standards, and the demonization of cultural farming practices into cultural farming practices instead of the science that they are. Because, I mean, let's take a step back. What's science? It's observations that hypotheses are then made. Right? So if you're observing that Three Sisters planting is going to help encourage the yield from your beans, then that is your hypothesis, and then you're able to test it over time. That's an experiment. We do those experiments all the time. That's not cultural knowledge. It is, but it's not cultural knowledge as in less than. It's cultural knowledge as in science performed in a cultural... performed using historically cultural observations that yield scientific results that are also cultural practice results. That we try to separate the two is pure racism in and of itself. So, the Green Revolution was a tactic because there was... And here's where Borlaug will defend himself. So the Green Revolution is these Ford Foundation, Rockefeller Foundation, led by Borlaug, with the idea of exporting modern agricultural techniques to third world cultures or backwards agricultural cultures in order to prevent infant death from malnutrition. Why this was happening was because of the capitalization of seeds in many nations, as well as their own corrupt governments. It was viewed that if they could get techniques to improve yield to these people, it would be a roundabout way to solve the problem, which is true. It did for a time. But it wasn't long before Monsanto and corporations like this started to force people to buy their monocultural yielding seeds. Monocultural being a single crop, a single species of said thing. Monocultural farming is the worst. Plants have short lifespans, unless you're a tree or succulent. But even then, they produce a ton of offspring. There's actually an equation to figure out the likelihood of a mutation showing up in a tree branch as opposed to the main tree, and it's hellaciously common that a cell will be mutated, which means that resistances to antibiotics and antipesticides and fertilizers that artificially encourage growth by overloading nutrient responses happen a lot quicker. You're never supposed to do monocultural yield. On top of it, it kills your bees. Varied diets is important for everything. Well, they ran off to all of these countries and said, these are seeds that are guaranteed to survive drought and are guaranteed to survive all of this stuff, and they're going to grow great in your soil. That is not our soil, and that we didn't test. And as long as you use these high-yield fertilizers, they'll yield a lot, which is true. But it costs money to produce those, so you're going to need to buy those. And though they saved millions of children's lives, they also doomed their future to abject poverty and starvation. Because those seeds didn't survive the kind of flooding that would happen in, say, India. There was a famine in India in 2004 and then again in 2014 because these seeds could not actually survive in India. As an act of radical protest against the colonialization of foodstuff and agriculture, India actually built a seed bank. Well, a gentleman in India built a seed bank where he started to collect traditional rices that maybe didn't yield the mostest, but they actually survived. He replanted the majority of fields in this floodplain in Punjab with these traditional rices. It's like he solved world hunger there. In Mexico, one of the most disgusting examples of this, we took their native maize and said, you don't need that. You don't need that from masa. Use our corn. So it gets called both the birthplace and the burial ground of the Green Revolution because we transformed rural Mexico into this place where you could get all of this corn and all of this hybridization, and you could get so much yield and all of this. And then they had no need to import food. And then they basically caused the Mexican Revolution. So then we get, in response to this, the MAP, which is a lead organization that, Meowdy, the lead, we're about to go into break, actually, so keep this in mind. They go to Mexico, they do this Green Revolution, and nobody has to import food anymore. Everything is amazing. And suddenly, people are dying. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Okay, we are coming back from ads. Um, so I'm going to back up a bit. We were talking about the Green Revolution. The Green Revolution is the colonialistic efforts of one very well-meaning Norman Borlaug and the Ford Foundation and Rockefeller Foundation to update agriculture internationally and invalidate cultural science and cultural agricultural standards across the world. There are many people who would abjectly disagree with this assessment. Most of them are white. So, To better understand where things went wrong, we're gonna actually have to go back to the Mexican Revolution in 1910. After the Mexico is where the Green Revolution starts and where its problems started to show and where it got buried. In 1910 to 1920, we have the Mexican Revolution that kicks out Europe once and for all and brings about an end to the hacienda system, which you could think of as a plantation equivalent, which is, it's not accurate, but it's not so inaccurate as to not make it an okay shorthand. So the hacienda system is ended, and it's replaced with something called ejidatarios, which I studied Japanese before Spanish, so forgive me. It's probably ejidatarios, something like that. The ejidatarios, or an ejida, is a communal farm. It's a publicly held land. So, the genesis of the Green Revolution, as we have come to understand it, is a lengthy visit in 1940 by U.S. Vice President-elect Wallace. He served as the Secretary of Agriculture under Roosevelt's first 2 terms during the New Deal, and before government service. And before he was in the government, he'd founded a company called Pioneer Hybrid International. It was a hybridization company. Corn, you should know, is one of the most studied plants in the history of botany. We actually figured out the start of a cure to cancer and one of the causes of cancer from corn. So corn being one of the most important scientific crops, it should not surprise you that so early in the understanding of DNA, we were already able to hybridize, because on top of it, hybridization is just selective breeding, which cultural science has been doing for a very long time. That's how we got dogs. So, when he was in Mexico, he noted very, very poor corn yields. We're talking 500 hours in the most extreme sense to produce a single bushel of corn. 50 times larger than the average planting season in Iowa. Mexico doesn't have the climate for corn. They just really like corn. Keep that in mind as we continue to talk. Think about the climate of Iowa, or the central United States, or central Canada, because Iowa borders Canada, as compared to Mexico. So, Wallace goes to the Rockefeller Foundation and says, I want an agricultural station in Mexico to hybridize corn and wheat for arid climates. And I want to get this guy, Norman Borlaug, who is at the time just an agronomist, which you notice I say I'm a botanist and I've mentioned horticulturalist. An agronomist specifically studies crops and how to make higher yield and feed people and do better at farming. Botany specifically studies plants and how they grow. Horticulture studies plants and why they grow. So they grow because of the climate, because you water them, because you take good care of them, whereas botany studies this gene interacted with that gene and the cell split. An agronomist then studies the level up from that. Now that you know why crops grow, let's make them grow the best. So Camacho, the new president of Mexico, supports this. The U.S. government, the United Nations, and FAO, the Food Agriculture Organization. So this wasn't like they didn't walk up to Mexico and say, do this. This was an experimental case for the U.S. in the use of technology and scientific expertise on how to make other countries better, superficially. But the U.S. never does anything without a gain. Mexico just wanted to fucking feed people, so they were looking for agricultural productivity with irrigated rather than dry land in its northwest, and at this time they were importing food. They didn't have food self-sufficiency. Especially because of the hacienda system being taken apart and land distribution happening, you were looking at a series of things that had made it harder for Mexican people to eat. And Camacho was very, very much interested in doing right by the Mexican people. So, here's some great results that happened. Within 8 years of Wallace's visit, Mexico didn't have to import food anymore since 1910. Within 20 years, corn production had tripled and wheat production had increased fivefold. In 1943, Mexico imported half of its wheat requirements. However, by 1956, it was self-sufficient. And by 1964, it was exporting 500,000 tons of wheat. Within 30 years, Borlaug was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for internationally saving 2 billion people from starvation. This is true. This is the most miraculous thing that nobody's ever heard of. Mexico being the recipient of the knowledge and technology of the Green Revolution, and it also became an active participant with financial supports. So they'd redistributed land into these ejidatarios, and during the next presidency after Camacho, or maybe 2 presidencies later, Cardenas, land reform in Mexico reached its apex in the center of South Mexico. They essentially fixed issues with trying to appeal to the populace without thinking about what those appeals would do to your existing agricultural system. Agriculture in Mexico had been a socio-political issue. It was one of the main things that led... Oh, that's awful. Okay, good. It was one of the main things that led to the Mexican Revolution. They then, in response to the success, stem the Cold War and prevent communist revolution in Mexico. They create the map in response and start modeling themselves as the reason why other countries should participate in the Green Revolution. The US never does anything without other interests in mind. Borlaug did something with no other interests in mind. Norman Borlaug is at heart innocent. He is a white man who had limitations in the fact that he was raised in an American racist society. He assumed his imperialistic knowledge from nothing but good intentions. Period. So we're not going to be dragging Borlaug in the mud here. He saved 2 billion people, and the number's probably more. Because if you count the fact that those people then went on to have children, etc., he basically saved the majority of people alive today. However, science continues. And so does capitalism. And in the 70s, we start to get the need for Republicans to come back in charge because we're just too damn liberal. Everyone's doing too well. They insist on making money. And by the time Reaganomics comes around, which we're building to it here, during Nixon's reign, we've removed protections on selling agricultural property. The requirements for the full package, because these things did not grow naturally in Mexico, though they were hybridized to grow better, they didn't grow naturally. So you needed new strains of seeds, fertilizer, synthetic pesticides, and imported water. These were not available to small-scale farmers. Small-scale farmers were largely illiterate. They were handed complicated instructions for applying these pesticides. We're talking about DEET. Things just start dying. There's huge die-offs. It gets into the water supply. People start mysteriously getting more and more sick. one of the participants, Edwin Velhausen, summarizes the factors to its initial success: high-yield plants with disease resistivity, adaptability, fertilizers, improving soils, control of weeds and pests, and a favorable ratio between the cost of fertilizers and other investments to the price of produce. However, this only lasts as long as generosity can be guaranteed. The moment that it stopped, so too did prices go up. And we weren't there for the cleanup. We handed them toxic fertilizers, and we didn't come back. So, now we've sent it to the Philippines. In 1960, Carlos Garcia, the government of the Republic of the Philippines. Yes. But hang on, it gets even worse. And actually, this is pretty relevant to you, Princess. We're about to get to your world. So Garcia, current president of the Republic of the Philippines, partners with the Ford Foundation and the Rockefeller Foundation and established the International Rice Research Institute. A rice crossing between Dagupan and Peta. So Dagupan is a very successful drought-resistant rice. Obviously, it's a Korean strain. And Peta rice is an Indian strain. So what the Philippines wanted was flood and drought-resistant rice, which Indian rice is naturally flood-resistant, and Korean rice is naturally drought-resistant. So in 1966, one of the breeding lines became a new cultivar, IR8 rice. IR8 rice was a miracle rice. At this time, it was Marcos made the promotion of President Marcos of the Philippines. He starts pushing IR8 rice as the linchpin of the Masagana 99 program, along with a credit program. So these are farmers buying on credit this new seed. Again, we don't care about the quality of the government we're helping. Annual rice production in the Philippines increased from 3.7 to 7.7 million tons in 2 decades. IR8 rice made the Philippines a rice exporter for the first time in the 20th century, though imports still exceeded exports. From 66 to 86, the Philippines imported around 2.6 million metric tons and exported 632,000 tons. This is because of rice growing seasons. By 1980, however, the credit scheme basically starts starving poor farmers. And the program also becomes a vehicle for political patronage. People are paying and bribing individuals in rice. India. In 1961, Norman Borlaug's invited to India by the Indian Minister of Agriculture, Mr. M.S. Swaminathan. Despite bureaucratic hurdles, because India had a grain monopoly at the time, the Ford Foundation and Indian government collaborate to import wheat seed from the International Maize and Wheat Improvement Center, sometimes called Cinnamon or CIMMYT. The state of Punjab was selected by the Indian government to be the first site to try the new crops because of its reliable water supply and because historically Punjab is constantly the bitch stick of Indian science. The presence of Indus plains, which make it one of the most fertile plains on Earth, also played a part. India began its own Green Revolution program of plant breeding, irrigation development, and financing agrochemicals. India soon took on IR8 rice. Again, monocultural product. Mutations happen. We didn't give them the labs to study this rice. We didn't tell them how we hybridize. We just said, here you go. We say it's better than any Indian rice ever has been. Take it. Indian agronomist S.K. Dadada published his findings that IR8 rice yielded about 5 tons per hectare with no fertilizer. Again, an agronomist's goal is just to get more food to people. They're not really long-term thinkers. This was 10 times the yield of traditional rye. IR8 was a success throughout Asia and dubbed the miracle rice. IR8 was also developed into a semi-dwarf rice, which is important to note because that's what we call sushi rice. In the 1960s, rice yields in India were about 2 tons per hectare. In the 90s, they'd risen to 6 tons per hectare. In the 70s, rice cost about $550 a ton. In 2001, it cost under $200 a ton. India became one of the most successful rice producers and is now a major rice exporter. Pause. So China turns around. China, which is now a major botanical power. Lots of genetic profiles of plants come from China. Yuan Dongping, he hybridized wild strains from IR8, and he becomes the father of hybrid rice. And this is why, when I'm about to go into the great nutritional collapse, China is fine. Africa said, no thank you, we don't need your white shit. With the exception of Malawi. Now, Africa has only started any Green Revolution programs in the late 2010s, which means most of the problems I'm about to start talking about aren't going to apply to countries that have started to work internationally to improve their agriculture. Because by 2010, we knew right away that we had saved 2 billion people to starve them later. More production does not mean more food security. Specifically in Bangladesh and India, large-scale famine and nutritional deficit began to take hold because IR8 rice did not have enough vitamin A to keep children from going blind. That's the same in the Philippines. Growth defects begin to happen. Small-scale farmers starve to death. They cease to have the money to keep their homes. Monocultural rice causes famines in India, Mexico, and not China, because China thought ahead. The Rockefeller Foundation funds billions of dollars into something called golden rice to try and solve the issue of vitamin A deficit. Yes, it was in the 80s. Here's the sad part. They put billions of dollars from the 1980s until now. And golden rice, this hybrid rice they made that's high in vitamin A, was released in the Philippines in 2024. White people were so afraid of GenMod that they continued to allow the entire world that they put their vitamin deficiency on by saving them from starvation and viewing their savior complex as one and done, deuces. They continued to malnourish the developing world because they couldn't accept GenMod until 2024. Malkuth and Paro Ehrlich, in his 1968 book, The Population Bomb, said that India couldn't possibly feed 200 million more people by 1980. This was where Norman Borlaug's decision to push for this program, regardless, happened. Harvard professor Amartya Sen wrote that large historic famines were not caused by decreases in food supply, but by socioeconomic dynamics and a failure of public action. This is true. Almost all large-scale famines, including the potato famine in Ireland, were caused by a refusal to believe scientists about environmental changes and a refusal to prepare or respond to parasites. Barbrick argues that Sen's views coincide with that of the Bengal government at the time of the Bengal famine of 1943, and the policy Sen advocates failed to relieve the famine. So there's another scientist who says this isn't true because of the Bengal famine. But Sen's argument is that food security means food survival. Just because you can eat doesn't mean you're eating well. We're seeing this in America, correct? Wide-scale obesity, illness increase, etc. High-yield cereal crops have low-quality proteins, essential amino acid deficiencies. They're high in processed sugars. You have to process them again to make them edible. They lack balanced fatty acids. Vitamins and minerals are missing. High-yield rice is inferior in flavor. It's extra glutinous. It's far less savory. Its price is much lower, so people buy it, and they have less nutrition. The Philippines uses heavy pesticides in rice production because they're not meant to make that much rice. Mother Nature said no. No way am I arguing that people should starve, but this caused growth limitations. The Green Revolution substantially increased income to the rich people of the world. Land degradation and soil nutrient depletion has staggeringly affected biodiversity, especially in nations like Bangladesh, India, and the Philippines that have a lot of coastal land. Areas that used to be too arid to grow and have been excessively irrigated now can no longer host traditional foods. Princess, as I'm sure you might remember, lots of people left Bangladesh in the late 80s, early 90s because they couldn't eat. And it was because of the Green Revolution. Further, climate change can be directly linked to the Green Revolution and the insistence that cultural practice is not as good as colonial practice. But what were they supposed to do? Let 2 billion people die? Well, here's what they could have done. When Borlaug was approached by these countries, he adamantly insisted that a purely Western approach was the only direction. Fair enough, Princess. There's a lot of evidence that a more balanced approach would have saved just as many lives. Adopting local rices and hybridizing them, like China did, instead of creating new rices without thought of consequences. So, what are they doing about it now? It's like science and leveling. Let's go. The term evergreen revolution. This has come into existence. Agricultural scientist M.S. Swaminathan, you may remember him from such periods as accepted the Green Revolution and advised on it. In 1990, he coined the term evergreen revolution. He says that the missing dimension was the ecological dimension, which makes a lot of sense. Western culture has very rarely prized ecology. Swaminathan has described it as productivity in perpetuity without associated ecological harm. The concept has evolved into a combination of what always should have been and what, if you talk to indigenous people and people who lived in the area when the Green Revolution was going on, they would have told you they were doing, without support from their governments or tools. We sit here and say that their yields were low, particularly in Mexico, but we forget about the absolute dismantling of the hacienda system without any agricultural policies to support it. We forget about the insistence on certain types of vegetables in the diet that don't naturally grow in the area. American biologist E.O. Wilson, who is essentially the god of biology, he came up with the concept of a niche. E.O. Wilson is just like... He says, the problem before us is how to feed billions of new mouths over the next several decades to save the rest of life at the same time without being trapped in a Faustian bargain that threatens freedom and security. No one knows the exact solution to this dilemma. The benefit must come from an evergreen revolution. The aim of this new thrust is to lift food production well above the level obtained by the Green Revolution of the 60s using technology and regulatory policy more advanced and even safer than those now in existence. However, despite Swaminathan's prominent role in India's adoption of Green Revolution agriculture, the evergreen concept largely reflects the failures of the original project. Although a relatively lesser-known term, its substance largely reflects the consensus positions outlined in recent IPCC and other synthetic reports. So the IPCC basically comes out with reports that say the Green Revolution is the reason why we're all dying. And you could guess that the first thing that happens is that science changes. Now, I started by bringing up Trump rewriting climate change science. The reason I bring that up is because the Green Revolution is extremely profitable to Monsanto, which is a company that Trump profits from directly. Most of these genetic rices are now copyrighted by Monsanto. And we can directly say that without the Green Revolution, climate change would not exist in the urgency that it exists now. We've had evidence of climate change since the Industrial Revolution. In fact, the first writing of global climate change happens in 1890. But the Green Revolution drastically accelerated climate change by pumping nitrogen into the soil. Currently, ocean acidification. The oceans have increased by 0.1 pH, which sounds like nothing until you realize that shark skeletons are boiling. Literally, the pH is so high now in the ocean that sharks are going insane because the cartilage of their bodies is melting. This is from over-oxygenation in heart, which is causing much more bicarbonate instead of carbon dioxide. All of the plants are dying, snail shells are melting. Over-oxygenation is coming from over-algae bloom. Algae loves nitrogen. Nitrogen feeds plants. Algae, some types, are plants, but they like nitrogen nonetheless. You now have huge algae blooms that are killing the world as we know it. What company in food does Trump have? Trump Steaks? I want you to guess where the majority of nitrogen fertilizer, one of its major ingredients, cow shit. The loss of factory farming means the loss of Trump Steaks means less nitrogen in the soil. Anyone pitching for less nitrogen in the soil also pitches for factory farming to go away and for vegetarian and veganism to increase. It is literally a demand of our future. Yesterday, or the day before, I was in Oddish's Discord, and they brought this up, and I said something like, at this point, what are they gaining but not being wrong? And I realized that that wasn't true. What they're gaining is the ability to continue to poison the world for their own gain and for their stake. This goes hand in hand with the woman who helped encourage organic food standards, who was vegetarian. And because she was a woman and vegetarian, she actually would be spoken to as if she belonged in a madhouse in the 70s. As in, they would tell her to her face she was insane. Without her, there would be no organic farming, period. She's one of the greatest agronomists that's ever existed. No one knows her name. Because she didn't eat meat. The process of vilification of not eating meat is so central to profiteering in agriculture and in America that it's now been linked to guilt if you even suggest someone stop eating meat. Isn't that funny? You can literally look at a tool to help everyone eat more vegetables and grains, inadvertently causing famine and encouraging meat eating. What is wrong with capitalism? What can we do about it? We can study the Evergreen Revolution, we can pitch its theories, but what we mostly can do is not eat meat. And I know that sounds like coming from a vegan, like, you crazy person, but factory farming is the problem, not meat eating. But you can't stop factory farming without refusing to purchase. We see that with eggs. In America, we actually did stop unethical egg production to a point. You know, free range doesn't necessarily mean ethical. But we did, in fact, remove all other types of eggs from the marketplace but free range. She didn't get any HP. Okay, it's because she's maxed out. By simply refusing to not buy free range. People don't have money to buy organic meat. At least not in the amounts that they eat it. So the answer is to not eat it. That's the only way. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Also, Princess, if people in your family need contacts or glasses, you can directly blame America. Also, incredible increase in schizophrenia, depression, and other mental illnesses. Oh, you're awake? Who are you? My name's Sin. If you stay quiet, I won't have to hurt you. You think I'll just let a bad guy tell me what to do? Oh, I mean, yes, but, you know, the Great Green Revolution shit on that's most relevant to you is this. Ooh! I would like to again remind people that I own like 14,000 things that are olive green. So if you see me in olive green, there's no guarantee it's the same thing. Sorry, you're just like my little brother. Tell me, do you like your sister? Huh? My brother's an angel. I think I'd do anything for him. Well, Usagi, she's not like that. She always steals my candy and plays my games. Does she? That's awful. But she's always there when I'm sick. Even when I'm being a total brat, she worries about me. Strange. But she's a bad sister. You still love her? Don't talk about her like that. The sailor soldiers are on their way. You know, I have done this scene now twice. I'm just gonna push through. We are now 50 to 51. If we can't survive this... Oh, I didn't change my formation though. That's fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. Also, shout out to Victor who arrived with water when my water was empty without being asked. Simply thought he probably needs water. It was pretty dope. Also, negative shout out to the fruit flies that have returned. Fuck fruit flies. Only 3? Oh, 3 viewers? Oh, you meant fruit flies? Oh, no. Way more than 3. Way more than 3. It's that they've returned. Alright, let's, not done? Question mark? Okay, enough mumble singing. Let's fight! Okay. Fighting. Oh, Chiokio! Alright. Let's not fuck it! Let's not fuck it up. Not only is it well orchestrated, Princess, it has a hack that upgrades the chip from the standard SNES chip to the MUS1 chip, which is the best MIDI chip on the market. Alright. We're gonna see if we live. Bless us all. We at least get to do the attack. No! So, they're like a little glass jar, or any cup really, and you fill it with... So if you don't want to use like all of your vinegar or whatnot, you fill it halfway with something sugary, and then you put saran wrap over it, and you poke little holes in it, and they go to eat the thing, but they can't get out. They get stuck in the water. some of the best things to use is like beer. Sometimes I'll just open a can of beer and leave it on the counter. So Venus is gonna live. Venus is fast enough that she doesn't attack, but then she dies. So, like, that's not too bad. I guess we'll just do that. I meant to use Wing Chain Sword, but whatever. Jesus. Ha! It's fine. Whatever. Yeah. We just make them at home. I mean, Venus lives long enough to do an attack, so I have a bunch of life syrup, so we're gonna be fine. Just gonna suck. Jesus. Most broken defend ever. Continues to be the most broken defend ever. Okay. Yeah. Now you know. No? Okay. JK. Yes! Yes! Oh. Oh, it feels so good. That's right. Yeah, sure, great. Awesome. Okay. Jesus. Though you are the same element. They don't ever say it, but there is, in fact, a elemental balance sort of thing. Hey! Goodbye! Well, I mean, you also subscribe, so you get a multiplier. And you're a mod, so I think you get a multiplier for that too. Well, I guess you just live here. I don't mind. Make yourself a home. Oh my god. I didn't pay attention to their health! Okay. I'm out of life cans though, so. One can of life coming up. All those souls jangling around in there. Buff round! Jesus, she was fucking defending. Wow. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, yes! Yeah! Enjoy your grave! This is rough. This is really rough. Okay. Oh, Lord. So healing spray protects against status effects. We're gonna have to go up against stone. We're just gonna have to add it to the pile of buffs. Alright. Please be faster than her. That would be really awesome if you were. Nope! Oh, you might as well stay there, Venus. Great. Okay. Hey, you lived. Alright, Mercury's damage is negligible. So, we'll use her to get everybody standing again. Even that's negligible. Why can't you do healing spray? Oh, it's because she's super Sailor Moon. Fuck. It's fine. Bummer. Of course. Yay! So Sailor Moon is leveled up. She's Super Sailor Moon, so she can't do that Link tech because she doesn't have the Link tech previous to her. We have ads in 40 seconds. So, Princess, are you able to snooze those for me? Oh, okay. Well, then we're gonna go BRB. We'll be back. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention. Well, balls. Okay, it doesn't stack, but she can just live through Hell Halation, which is nice. Yes! Hey, you guys came back from ads right as I defeated the boss, so good timing, y'all. Not yet! We haven't lost yet! Nurgle, enough! The gap between our strength and the Sailor Soldiers is too large. Aww, no. So you really can't win against the real thing? We can't possibly be weaker than them. Right, Sin? Sin! You mean that everything we've done so far was for nothing? Answer me! Sin! Sailor Moon, now's your chance. You might be able to restore the Oppositio soldiers to normal. Yeah, let's try it. Moon healing escalation! I was given this power by Lady Atsu, and then I'm so sorry for what I've done. It's alright. We can put this behind us now. Thanks, Sailor Mars. We won't be tricked into having our destinies changed ever again. We promise. Next time we meet, we shall be friends. Yes, I look forward to battling you again. In a chess match, that is. Like, totally. Let's be besties, everyone. Yeah. Man, Ishtar's pretty, unique. Sorry, I certainly made life hard on you, didn't I, Jupiter? Nah, we're all good. Alright, this place is still dangerous. You girls better get out of here. Thanks, Sailor Soldiers. Looks like those girls can finally get back to their normal lives. You too, Sin. Hurry and catch up to your friends. Sin? I won't accept this! The destiny I believe in is all that I have! I can't let it end here! Franchar! Sin, why? It's just like your desire to protect Shingo-kun. Sin feels the same about her brother, just as strongly. That's why the silver crystal didn't work. Then... Ah! Shingo-kun! Is he okay? Shingo! Shingo-kun! Calm down. He's just asleep. Oh, you're right. He's so cute when he's asleep. But when he's awake, he's such a brat. Don't say things like that. Yeah, come on, Sailor Moon. I've always wanted a brother like Shingo-kun. Sorry, I know it's like I take him for granted, but he's my precious little brother. Thanks for everything. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Shingo's kind of like our little brother too. That's right. You lucky kid. You've got so many beautiful sisters at your side. Let's get Shingo home. Yeah, all that's left is to face Apsu. I hope Chibiman's okay. It's been so long since I've seen Mommy. I wonder how she's doing. Lady, I can't let you in. That voice! Anshar! What do you mean? If you enter the Crystal Palace, then we'll have to fight. Just let me see my mom. I don't want to fight you! I feel the same way, so please, listen to me. Please. Anshar. You dumb kid. Where are the Senshi that are supposedly hanging out with you? Aren't they supposed to, like, make you not do this? Balls. Well, whatever. We'll get through this eventually. Goodbye, Neptune. Oh, awesome! I have looked at Heaven's Vault a lot. What happened? Did someone buy him? This is not enough damage. I mean, that's good. Well, you guys already had like 3,000 games, right? How many do you have now? Rude. Rude. Ah, fuck. I mean, that's good though, because like multiplayers, that's really handy for. Yeah. Oh my god. Neptune's really the one who's important to be alive. She's the least leveled of everyone. Alright, have fun. Jesus. Oh my god. We'll never leave here. Oh, I guess we are using time stop, so I should probably attack during those moments. Whoopsie poopsie. Ah! There we go. Neptune has created another Neptune. We're fine now. She just split like a fucking Pokemon. Man, I should have taken the red pupils off of Minako before I switched over. Damn. Too late now. Having to keep this many characters, like, powered up is a lot. There are not a ton of games that force you to have every character you could choose leveled. Some shady ladies have taken over the Crystal Points, even though they're holy places. Crystal Palace has been blocked off too. Maybe it's their doing? I think just about everyone in the world over idolizes the Sailor Senshi. I managed to catch a cold somehow, even though we're immortal. Hereditary entry? Yeah. I think I just did, but I'll do it again! Welcome! I have 700,000 yen. $700,000 yen. Something feels off about the city lately. Interesting. Why so many Lunapes? Why are you useless, Chibi Moon? You're in the back line and you're taking 50 damage. Fucking nonsense. These battles are worth more experience than the other area, which I think might be a compromise to the player. I literally, that's it. My inventory is completely stacked. And I still have 200,000 yen. Is there not an accessory shop or something? Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Show me fancy accessories from the future. No, we don't have them. In the future, there are no accessories. Everyone just rips their ears off rather than pierce them. Can I go any further? No. Let's investigate a crystal point. I have a feeling I'm supposed to go to them. I've been waiting! Yeah, I missed some cutscene, but that's okay. These are actually... This is actually like a sneak peek at Super's enemies here. The Asteroid Senshi. Well, you lived, Uranus. Right, we're in time stop. Okay. I love this little dancing row you have. It's very cute. I actually went to that boss battle earlier than intended. Like, I knew I needed to investigate the crystal points, but I didn't actually get the cutscene for it. So the fact that my new destiny, I wanted to defeat you. Well, you are second, princess. Yeah, I should probably go back and, like, I don't know, trigger the cutscene that says go fight the points. Maybe. That's... no. You're fine. You're overthinking things. Yes, we know, we know, we know. No, don't come any further. Okay. So give me a cutscene that says anything else. Luna? Anybody? That's fucking silly. Oh shit, Pluto's fastest now? Oh. That's handy. No slouching. She's weak as shit, so she better be fucking time stopping. That's all she got. Apparently, there is no one here to give the player instruction. That's just not a thing. Oh, it depends on items. Or actions. Hold on, I'm gonna look at this walkthrough here that I'd found because it just feels weird. That there's no... Yeah, there's literally no scene to tell me to do anything. I didn't think we'd meet a second time. Okay. I think this is part of that empty space they left on the cart. Should probably have Chibi use some manicure Uranus. Hi, Manic! I don't know if you heard your name, but hello. I have summoned you from the depths. You're actually at a pretty interesting point because I don't know if you remember me talking about... So this game was being written while the manga was being written. And came out before a couple of anime movies that were originally written, had original content from Naoko Takeuchi, the mangaka. And Yeah, I guess we just do that. So they had left just empty stuff on the cart, just empty space for more information. And here you have enemies that don't actually appear until the Supers season. I think. Actually, when does Udiel appear? I think she actually might be S, but she's part of the Witches 5. Yeah, so she's part of S. She's still part of the Deathbusters. So this part of the manga hadn't been written yet. And it was written while they were writing the game. So they hauled off and put the Witches 5 in here. But they didn't put a cutscene to guide you. They didn't do anything. You run into an NPC that says, you need to go protect the crystal points. There's weird ladies there. So for someone playing this game after release, this would be very exciting because they're very current enemies. They're just showing up in the manga. But like, for a player, this makes... Oh wait, she's time stop now. This makes 0 sense. Which weirdly most reviewers didn't mention, and I think it's because they were the current enemies in the manga when the game was released. As in they were just getting defeated. So they felt, they probably were just like, this is so cool, that they were so current that they didn't even process it. But I've noticed. Nothing gets past a Hildy. They don't have any unique attacks either. Just when I was finally revived. I mean, luckily their palette is correct. How's this puzzle doing? Yeah, it's pretty much only like the event-given puzzle pieces left. Yay! No running around randomly! Outside of not having any instruction otherwise. I do think it's pretty cool that they literally just left space on the cart. Like, I haven't heard of many games that chose to do that. I think that's pretty neat, but... I'm gonna win for sure. They have very manga coloring, which you can also see. This kind of look did not make it to the anime. also like the best sprites in the game, weirdly. Fuck. Outside of the Senshi? Alright, well. That's absurd. 1 damage? What kind of fucking boss are you? Absurd. I guess time stop because your attack is so incredibly low. I suppose I should put you in the back line because of that. Yeah, I'm gonna put you in the back line. I bet Neptune could tank quite as well, and also actually do damage. I don't know. Yeah. And that's it. Boring. Jeez, why did this... Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Or do we do it the other way? Like that. Yeah. We'll do it that way. Alright, well, there's that one. Actually, let's see how much damage you do being here. That's not a great damage point for you, Uranus. You should be doing way more damage. Noted. Yeah, Saturn's doesn't go up nearly as much for her to be in that front spot. But Uranus also goes down like a fucking bitch. Shit. Well. Yeah, we'll try this. Optimal damage! Min-max go! Ah, why the heck not? Yeah, that's twice as much. Much better. Hmm. I'm interested in why Uranus's damage has dropped so exponentially. This time I'll see to your defeat. That's right, Udilon's a fucking god. She has a seed cannon. I don't know how I feel about these damage points. Let's see about... Ah, right. It's true, it's true. We're dirty, rotten cheaters. We're like, what? You wanna fight us? Too bad, motherfucker. Actually, can you imagine going into time stop and then it's done and you're dying? That's horrifying. Alright, let's see if this does anything more appropriate damage-wise. Negative! That's fucking lame. Well, I guess Pluto was the lead on that, so... I mean, sure, it's a lot of EP for when I could just use 4 of Uranus and not have that be an issue. So... Oh, no. Oh, right. Oh my god, they're so nothing. They are literally nothing bosses. I'm no match for you guys, huh? Okay, we already did this one. So I'm missing a crystal point. I have like 100 manicures, so even if I don't necessarily need to use them on these battles, fuck it. Alright. Where's this missing guy? Alright. I know where the missing one is. Come on, let's just get to the crystal point. Move this along, people! This time, we'll defeat you! Defeat you. Saracen Palace. Twin asteroids. Oh, Sabrina Till. Never mind. Also twin asteroids, but not their name. Saracen Palace are a different pair of characters. Because the later seasons were not released in the States till I'm much older, I was much older, I am not as good at my... Wait, this is... Yeah, I don't want to use the perfume. My lore is a little fuzzy. I didn't have access to watching it unedited until I was 30. Boring. Let's see if it'll stack. They don't stack all the time, but I have seen occasionally stacking, and I wonder if it has to do with total buff, so just experimenting. No. So it has to be just different sources of buff will stack. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Balls. Oh hey, sometimes life's okay. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Yeah! We're not, we're actually at the recommended level for this boss. I think I'm having formation limitations, which is fine. Yay! Yay! We thought our destinies would change. Our destinies would change. All right. Let us go save, and then Anshar, let us the fuck in, please, and thank you. Man, tired of these men telling the Senshi what they could do. They're the fucking Sailor Senshi. Get off our dicks. We went right into ads and I wasn't paying attention. Ugh. That's it, we're fleeing. We went right into ads and I was not paying attention at all. I'm using a new stream supervisor, so I'm not exactly, it doesn't give me like huge notices. Let's change formation while we're here. It's like starting to get uncomfortably hot, and this AC we're supposed to have has not arrived. So I'm also like, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, fuck you, Anshar. I didn't accept this destiny so we could fight. Please, don't come any closer, or we'll have to. I have it on. I don't know what setting I have incorrect. Come on, give me actually stuff, please. No? Fine, fuck it. We're just going right up to him. Well, maybe. Maybe this is where... I know that there's supposed to be a third accessory for the inner Senshi. No. No. It's hot. We're going. I only wanted a life where we could live together in peace. But as long as you were the princess, I could never get close to you. Why couldn't things have been different? Then we wouldn't have to fight like this. Lady, turn around. I don't want to fight. Please, lady. Inchar! Please, lady, go away. Don't come any closer. I don't want to battle you. Please go. Absu? I refuse to fight, lady. Inchar, you are still fixated on that? Shut up! If you're gonna make me fight, lady, then I'd rather die! These words are tantamount to treason. Only one destiny awaits traitors. Lady, I don't want to fight. Anchor! You, all of you, die! He's being controlled by an evil energy. Watch out, Chibi Moon! Anchor! Okay. Oops. That's fine. Oh, not bad. Oh, wait. Oh, it is toasty. I think we're gonna have to cut this off short until said device arrives. It's starting to get to the point where the fan's only blowing hot air. So I think after this battle, if there's no Luna P, we'll do a safe state. And I will need to retreat to a cooler portion of the house until later. What am I doing? Goodness gracious. Stop conflating difficulty with HP banks. It was the 90s. That's all they had. At least in this game. Hey! Lady, are you unharmed?
Anchar, are you okay? I'm so sorry.
No, I'm sorry. For all the trouble I've caused. I've always admired you, Princess. But I'm just a commoner. The princess. It would never have worked out between us. I just couldn't give up. I thought about stealing you away so many times. Maybe it was those dark thoughts that drew Apsu to me. Even though I didn't want a destiny like this. Ugh.
Anchar, no! Stay with me!
Lady Apsu's weakness is the silver crystal. She's at the Tower of Space-Time, trying to change destiny. Ugh.
Anchar!
Anchar?
Anchar, you can't die! Anchar! This isn't happening, Anchar.
Chibiman. Damn it! Why? How can we possibly forgive this? Apsu! There's no need for sorrow just yet.
Huh?
Small lady, there is still time.
What?
With the power of your silver crystal, that boy can be resurrected. Small lady, muster up your courage.
Okay, I'll do it. Moon Prism Power!
That is not true. Without Sailor Moon there, without the two of them, there's no resurrections. It'll work, Pluto? Yes, he's perfectly fine, just unconscious. So that leaves Apsu, right? Correct. We must defeat her and restore destiny as it was meant to be. Yes, so no one else falls victim to the sadness. Well, let's go! Time to settle this, Apsu!
Anchar, wait here. I'll bring back your original destiny.
So how's your mom, Chibimun?
We have more important problems than that.
Alright, we're safe stating. And just to make sure. Perfect. Alright, y'all. Thank you so much for coming. I'm sorry to end early, but it is for my safety. So, when this air conditioner that's supposed to be here comes, we'll be back.